The other thing, that they give the authority to the men of religion to rule over Iraq, and the homosexuals get executed in Iraq every day, every single day.
أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد
Who are you and why are you here?
Hi, I'm Shamla. Assalamu alaikum. I'm just here to support my two friends and to learn about everyone's sexual experience and to learn more about everyone.
Hello everyone, I'm Reverend Jide Macaulay. I'm from Lagos, Nigeria. I'm currently in London because there were serious problems in Nigeria around my church. We founded the church in 2006. It's a church that's welcoming to gay and lesbian Christians and indeed gay and lesbian people all over the country.
Assalamualaikum, I'm Zahra. I'm from Grassy Park and I'm just here to learn.
My name is Pepe Hendricks and I'm here because I'm working for the TIC as the public and education and training person.
When you live a lie every day, it eats at you. It eats at your soul. It started eating at my physical body where I became physically ill. Thereafter, I didn't hear from either of my parents for a very long time until the point where my parents got a divorce, and that was the first time that I had heard from my mother. It was a strange feeling for me because it was, you know, you're sort of turning to me now and I could never turn to you, and you've left me on my own for all these months and didn't want to speak to me. But I mean, that sort of started building our relationship again as well. They've completely transformed in their way of thinking, which is amazing.
Forced to get married for my father. He gave me my cousins. He said I must get married when I was 17 years old. I had some transport and I decided to come to Cape Town, South Africa, where I came. So the story we already had in the beginning, that I stayed with my aunt and worked for her, and I started practicing for my sexuality. I converted to Christianity because I felt that there was no space in Islam for me, and Imam Muslim, where he won't welcome me and he counseled me, and yeah, he gave me hope that you can be a Muslim and you can be a gay.
Well, actually, the other thing I want to say is that the aim of our organization is to actually provide an avenue to raise awareness, build capacity, liberate, validate, and enlighten LGBTI people in Nigeria, and of course, you know, all over the world where we are. And you know, the crime rate against sexual minorities is so high, and of course, it's well known that many people will have to take the option of being silent, even though they are being discriminated against in that level. A gay man was forced to have sex with a female prostitute, you know, in an ability to correct, you know, his notion of being gay or his sexuality. Now, the most painful part is religious homophobia, and you know, another phrase that we call religious homo prejudice. There are consistent religious tensions, even within the Christians and Muslims in Nigeria, let alone, you know, against the gay community.
You know, what is it that constitutes human virtue? Okay, so to read it critically, to see, you know, where are the problems, where are the gender imbalances, where are the silences, where are the gaps. People that have resisted patriarchy, within the normative dominant tradition of male scholars that have by and large imbibed patriarchy and have by and large thought of men and women in a certain way. There've been dissenters, there've been people that say, but that doesn't actually work. One of the things that feminists do when they look at a whole tradition of knowledge is to say, well, let's look at how this knowledge tradition is being formed. Actually quite problematic to, firstly, reject the body and sexuality, and secondly, to kind of project it all onto the female of the species.
I still feel that in this present day and age, men, or sometimes even in your own camp, women might be averse to the possibility of change. For them to actually grasp that change is, I don't know, it's debatable.
Yeah. So it's got the beautiful, the sublime, the ugly, everything, the good, the bad, whatever. It's got everything. What for me is salient, and it's not just about choosing what I like in it, it's that there's core assumptions about Sufism that will help us to critique the more ugly parts.
Question.
When we discuss violence against women, right, I was a bit hesitant to add the label women in it.
Is there specific or unique forms in which the queer community is being violated?
I also been violated when I went to the mosque and the imam told me that I'm gay, I'm unclean, so I must leave the mosque.
Your self-esteem reclaimed.
Okay,
so
yeah, true.
And unless there's an effort made by our system to generate an understanding of violent, of alternate behavior to a violent response, we're not going to get anywhere.